Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamada Yapurnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vak Pranaschakshushrotramatho Balamindriyani cha sarvani Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Mama Brahma Nirakarod Anirakarnamastu Anirakarnam me astu Tadatmani nirateya upanishatsu dharmaste mayi santu te mayi santu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyaptadehaya Dakshinamurtaye. Om Ittiraksharamudgitamupasita Om Itishyudgayate Tasyopavyakhyanam Magavan martyam va idam shariram attam mrityuna tadasya mrutasya asharirasya atmanah adhishthanam atto vaisa sharirah priya priyabhyam न वै सशरीरस्य सतः प्रिया प्रिययोः अपहतिरस्ति अशरीरं वा वसन्तं न प्रिया प्रिये स्पृशतः. भगवान् मर्त्यं वा इदं शरीरं आत्म मृत्युना. So this body is martyam, is mortal, and further satatam eva grastam mrityuna, and it is constantly under the grip of death. Kadachideva mriteti martyamidi ukte. We simply said martyam vaidam shariram, that this body is mortal. Kadachideva mriyate, it will die someday. Iti ukte natasa santraso bhavati yatha. So it does not cause that much anxiety, concern, fear. It would cause when it said grastam eva sada vyaptam eva mrityuna iti ukte sati iti. On the other hand, it said that grastam eva sada means vyaptam mrityuna is all the time under the grasp of the death, it is pervaded by death, in the jaws of the death. When that is said that way, iti vairagyartham vishesha iti uchyate. So that Vishesha, that further qualification, that not only the body is mortal, but always constantly under the grip of the death, that is said further. So mortal is qualified by being said that it is constantly under the jaws of death. Vairagyartham, that is said for the purpose of vairagya, for the purpose of dispassion. Katham nama dehabhimanata viraktasan nivarteta iti. In whatever manner. So how would this person nivarteta abhimanata nivarteta itanvaya? How would this person desist from identification with the body, desist from taking the body to be myself? Because what you're holding on to is constantly in the jaws of death. That's what you're holding on to. When I call body as myself, meaning body becomes my refuge. Body becomes my goal, body becomes my means, body becomes everything. So when you realize that what you're holding on to as the most important entity in your life, as the dearest entity in your life, and because of which you are constantly in the process of feeding it, nourishing it, nurturing it, worshipping it. But is it worth doing that? Where is it going to take you? As you said yesterday, it is like somebody trying to cross the river with thinking that it's a log of wood. Then in fact what it is a crocodile. Not realizing it is a crocodile that one is holding on to cross the river. And so not realizing that one is holding on to his body to cross the river of ocean, doesn't realize that it will swallow you on the way. So this is how when one is made to think. Viraktasan nivarteta iti. They'll become dispassionate, disenchanted, disillusioned with his present mode of things, and abhimanata nivarteta. He would desist from this identification. Shariramiti atra sah indriya manobhi uchyate. Atra indriya manobhi sahitam shariramiti anena shabdena uchyate iti. So martyam vayadam shariram, when the Shruti says that this body, this martyam is mortal, what is meant by the word shariram? Bhashyakara says sa indriya manobhi. Meaning what? Indriya manobhi saha. Indriya manobhi sahitam shariram. The word shariram certainly includes shariram, no doubt about that. But it further includes indriya manaha. So it also includes the sense organs as well as the mind. Where sense organs and the mind, they represent the subtle body. And shariram represents the gross body. So that's what the Tikakara said in line 22. Swapne sthula sharira abhavepi atmane vinasha pratidi abhavena. The whole discussion is around Indra's statement that vinasham eva pito bhavati. I find that the Atma attains vinasha, attains extinction. It ceases to be there. It extinguishes in the deep sleep state. So Indra's conclusion that Atma is subject to being extinct, subject to destruction, meaning that Atma is mortal. So this is where the whole discussion now is centered. Because vinasameva apito bhavati iti, that it attains the state of vinasa, destruction, extinction. And therefore, this whole, now if the body is the cause of vinasha of the Atma, then if the body is not there, Atma should not be there. If body is the cause of the destruction or death of Atma, if the body is Atma, body dies, Atma dies. Body is not there, Atma should not be there. But in the dream state, we find that the gross body is not there and still Atma is there. Therefore, swapne sthula sharira abhavepi. In the state of dream, even though the sthula shariram, the gross body, is not there, is not present, Atmani vinasha pratiti abhavena. If the gross body was the cause for creating the notion of mortality in Atma, then that gross body is not present in the dream. Therefore, in the dream also, there should be a notion that Atma is mortal. So Indra should have felt, just as he felt that Atma is subject to death in the deep sleep state, Indra similarly should have thought Atma to be subject to death in the dream state also. Because in dream state also, the gross body is not there. But vinasha pratiti abhavena. No pratiti. We do not find the Atma vinasha subject to death in the dream state. So even though gross body is not there, Atma still exists. Meaning that for the martyatvam or the mortality of Atma, not only gross body is responsible, something else also must be responsible. So natan martyatvenaiva atmani vinasharopaha. Here, Prajapati says, yan manyase atma vinashameva apito bhavati iti. Atma maya uktaha. That Atma that I have told you about, Atma that is, so Akshipurusha, the one that is in the eyes, the witness, and then the one that is in a dream, and the one that is in deep sleep, that Atma is Vinasam apito bhavati. You think that Atma is mortal, so that is a Brahma or delusion on your part. They take Atma to be mortal is not the reality of Atma, it is a delusion or Brahma created in you. What's the cause of that Brahma? Idam shariram vayat pashyasi tadeva etan martyam vinashi. This body that you see is martyam. So it is the body that is mortal that creates the idea of Atma being mortal. Hey Indra, this is how the delusion of Atma being mortal is created in you. That mortality belongs to one place and you are superimposing it upon the other. There is something mortal, no doubt, and that is the body. And the mortality of the body is superimposed by you upon the Atma, and you have come to conclusion that Atma is mortal. So what is meant by shariram here? Martyam va idam shariram. So this body is mortal is presented as a reason as to why Indra thinks that Atma is mortal. So Indra said Atma is subject to death. Prabhupada says it is body that is subject to death, understand? So this body being mortal, you are doing confusing. There is aviveka or non-discrimination, meaning that you are not able to distinguish between where the death belongs and where it does not belong. Death belongs to the body and you conclude that death belongs to Atma. So there is a reason why you came to conclusion that the Atma is mortal. It's because the body is mortal. So thus Indra is enlightened here. Because Indra should understand why did this notion that Atma is mortal, why did that notion arise in him? It's one thing to say that, hey, Indra, come on, Atma is not mortal, it is immortal. Okay. So Indra may understand that. But as long as his identification of the body does not go, if he does not realize that the notion of Atma being mortal is caused by identification of the body, if that does not become clear to Indra, then he may accept that Atma is immortal, but still not give up the identification of the body. Because he thinks that my notion that Atma is mortal is wrong, it is immortal. But why that notion is created if he does not know? Then the cause of that notion will continue. The cause of the notion that Atma is mortal is the identification of the body, taking body to be Atma. And so it is body that is mortal, which is what you are taking as Atma and concluding that Atma is mortal. Here when the word body is said, what is meant by body? Shariram usually means the gross body. And so when the gross body is not there, Atma is not there. Because it is the mortality of the body that is superimposed upon the Atma to come to conclusion that Atma is mortal. The question is, in the dream state, this body is not there. And the Atma should not be there. And still Atma is there, which means that the mortality of the body does not seem to be the only cause of creating the notion of mortality in the Atma. So it's something else also which is responsible for creating the notion of mortality in Atma. And therefore it is said here, Ashtakara said, Shariramiti atra sa mano indriya manobhi uchyate. That when Prajapati uses the word Shariram, it should mean, so, Indriya Manobhi Sahitam Shariram. It's the body along with the sense organs and the mind. Then continuing, in line 26 or 25, Martyasyapi Sharirasya Tadastatve Tena Atmani Vinasha Aropo Na Siddhyati. The question is, all right, the body is mortal, okay. So what? Why should the body being mortal create the idea of the Atma being mortal? Many things are mortal. The trees are mortal, everything is mortal in the world. So just because something is mortal should not necessarily create the idea of mortality of Atma. Like tree is mortal, but when the tree dies, I don't think that I die. Similarly also, martasyapi sharirasya. Shariram means martyam, accepted. It is mortal. Tatastatve, it is unconnected to the Atma. Tatastha means unconnected. Just as the tree is unconnected with the self, and therefore the mortality of the tree does not create the notion of mortality of Atma. Thus, if the body also, and by body we mean here the gross and the subtle bodies, is also like a tree, Tatastha means unconnected, then the mortality of the body should not create the idea of mortality of the Atma. Tena Atmani Vinasha Aropa Na Siddhyati. Just as the Vinasha of the tree does not bring about the Aropa, a superimposition of Vinasha of the Atma, similarly, if body also was a neutral entity, unconnected to Atma, then its Vinasha or destruction should not create the idea of destruction of the Atma. Iti ashankya. So there is something special about this body. So not only the body is mortal, but there is something special about the body which creates the notion of the mortality of the Atma. Because of which the mortality of the body creates the notion of mortality of Atma, because body has a special relationship. It's not like tree. Idi asange tat adhisthanatvena tad upaditvam aityaha. Tat adhisthanatvena, because body is adhisthana, is a seat of the manifestation of the Atma. So, tree is not the seat of manifestation of Atma. The body, on the other hand, is the adhishthanam tadasya amrutasya asharirasya atmana adhishthanam. Adhishthanam is the abode or the seat of Atma, of the manifestation of self. Tadasya amrutasya asharirasya. The Atma, that is by its own nature is immortal, is unembodied, unconnected to the body. Nevertheless, this body is the adhishthanam, is the abode or the seat or the dwelling of this Atma. Meaning that's where the Atma becomes manifest. Also Anandagiri says, Tadasya iti atra tat shabdarthamaha. So the text said, Tadasya amrutasya asharirasya atmana adhishthanam. What is that tat? So asya amrutasya atman asharirasya atman adhishthanam tat. What is the tad adhishthanam? Tat shariram adhishthanam. So that pronoun tad refers to shariram. So Anandagiri says, tad ityasya iti atra tat shabda tadasya iti atra tat shabdarthamaha. So tadasya, those words are from Shruti. So when Shruti or Prajapati is tadasya, atmana. So what is that tat? Tadasya, in that, what's the meaning of word tat? Because asya atmana amrutasya asharirasya atmana adhisthana. It doesn't connect it with Atma. So the word tat does not connect with Atma because Atma is asya amrutasya asharirasya. If tat was connected, Atma is tasya, asya, but it's not so. So where does tat go? Tat goes with the shariram. So the subject matter is shariram. Bhagavan martyam va idam shariram. Tat shariram. That's what so Bhashyakara clarifies here. Taditi. Tat shariram asya samprasadasya tristhanataya gamyamanasya amrutasya maranade dehendriya manodharma varjitasya ityetada. So that shariram, that body, which body? Martyam vaidam shariram. So body that was described by Prajapati's martyam, tat shariram. Then of course, asya amrutasya asharirasya atmana adhishthanam. Asya of this one. Which one? Samprasadasya. That's the last one that was discussed. So first was Akshay Purusha. Then yes swapne mahyamanas charati, the swapna purusha. Then is samprasadaha, suptaha, samprasad, samastaha, samprasadaha. So third was, so continuing that. Asya samprasadasya. So samprasada is of course prajna atma, the atma in the deep sleep state. But really speaking, samprasada word applies to atma. Even though the word samprasada is also used for the deep sleeper, but ultimately the word samprasada also is used for atma. This was clarified earlier, in earlier discussion. So here when the Bhashyakara uses the word samprasada, that is in the sense of atma, not in the sense of sleeper. Samprasadasya. But then how do you know the presence of atma? Tristhanataya gamyamanasya. So there is an entity called atma. How do you know? See, Atma itself, it can be perceived like the body is perceived, or the mind is perceived, or sense organs are perceived. So how do you know that Atma is, as a matter of fact? Prajapati has all along talked about Atma, but as a waker, as a dreamer, as a deep sleeper. So waker, dreamer, deep sleeper are the matters of our experience. That also includes the experience of Atma. Therefore says, Tristhanataya gamyamanasya. Gamyamanasya, one that is arrived at, or one that is recognized or experienced. Tristhanataya, as possessed of Tristhanam, as possessed of the three states. Anandagiri says, so Bhagavan Ityadi Vakyam Saptam Yartha, that is already gone. Okay. Tristhanataya Jagrasvapna Sushuptakhya Sthanatra Sambandhitvena Idyavada. Bhashyakara, all the Tristhanataya means what? So Tristhanataya Gamyamanasya, one whose existence can be arrived at on account of the three states of awareness. Meaning what? Tristhanataya Jagra Swapna Sushuptakhya Sthanatra Sambandhitvena. So one that is recognized, or one that is experienced, or one you arrive at the existence of one by its association with the three states of awareness, or three states of existence: waking, dream and deep sleep. The fact that there is a waker, that there is a dreamer, that there is a sleeper. Therefore, Atma is, in that manner, Atma is experienced by us. It is very important that Atma is always experienced by us. Bhashyakara points this out in Chhandogya Upanishad also. So, yattad adrechyam agrahyam, etc. It is said, nantah pragyam, na bahish pragyam, etc. That even this description of the Atma, by negating what it is not, also the location would not have arisen if Atma was not experienced. But waking, dream, deep sleep, Atma is very much an intimate part of our life. It is intimately associated in our life, as our very self, of course. But if Atma was only Turiya, meaning what is just transcendental. In fact, Atma transcends the three states. Atma only was transcendental and not immanent. Immanent in pervading, all pervasive. So here, the self is all the Sarvatma, self of all, immanent, Sarvavyapaka, all pervasive, being the self of the waker, dreamer and deep sleeper. At the same time, it transcends them all. That's the beauty about the whole thing. Just transcendental. The Father in heaven is transcendental. When they talk about Allah, etc., what they mean is transcendental. It has no connection with this world which is all, forms and this and dirty, and therefore God will become dirty. Or I don't know, whatever the idea is. But then, of course, a further description says it is all pervasive, Ultimately, he is all kinds of adjectives are being told about Atma, about God, and how you see God everywhere. In some way, they imply that he is everywhere also. But then they give some examples of like the sun's light, sun is there, but light pervades everything and stuff like that, and so it's there and still pervades everything. So in some way they have to accept that Ishvara has to be everywhere. But the clarity is not there. They don't have that clarity, which we have, where we say that the self is simultaneously all pervasive and it transcends everything. It pervades all the three states, waking, dream and deep. It pervades everything. It pervades every experience. No experience is possible without Atma. That's what Lord Krishna describes. How I am the very basis of all the experiences. Yadadityagatam teja, the light that you see in the sun and the moon and the fire that illumines the whole universe is my light. So because of me that all this seeing is possible. The illumination is there because of me. Gama Vishya Bhutani, I enter the earth and sustain everything by my power. And I nourish and nurture the plants and vegetables and supply them the sweetness or the taste. I am in the stomach and I digest all 4 kinds of food. I am in the hearts of all the living beings, and then I am responsible for the knowledge and memory and forgetfulness, etc. So some examples are given as to how all these vyavaharas are possible because of me. Meaning that I have an important role to play in every vyavahara. Without me, no vyavahara would be possible. That's all pervasiveness. Because otherwise, nobody would want to know Atma. That's what Bhashyakara says. If Atma was not the matter of our experience, there would never have been even a desire to know. Because there is no role to play in my life. Ishvara is totally transcendental. Has nothing to do with my life. Then why should I worry about him? Okay, he's there and I am here, fine, I'm happy, thank you. I salute you. It's totally tatastha Ishvara. Tatastha means unconnected with me, unconnected with my life, unconnected with the universe. Then you have nothing, because he has no role to play in my life. It doesn't matter who he is and where he is and how it is, because there's no role to play in my life. I don't experience him. And really I will never experience him. They say transcendental, you go to heaven, etc. and then you experience him. How do you experience the transcendental anyway? This has been always the question by our Swami. If it's transcendental, only. Anyway, if it is trust and transcendental, Vedanta also is that Bhagavan is transcendental. But not Tarasya. Why? He is my very self. So that is where the big thing is. If God is only transcendental and not connected to me, then he will never become part of my life. He is not part of my life today and will never become part of my life also. Then it's a matter of, it's just some hypothetical thing. That is there. He is the creator, sustainer, dissolver. So suppose, but he is sitting there in heaven right now, nothing to do with me. But no, he is not tatastha, he is very much the self. And transcendental you can never experience, except that it is yourself. Otherwise it will never be a matter of experience. You can never know him. Transcendental can be known, but it transcends the mind and sense organs and everything. But it is what? My very self and self-effulgent. Meaning that it doesn't require the sense organs and mind to know, because it's always known. It's always experienced. Otherwise the equation would never be complete. So that is the reason why Atma becomes the object of my desire of knowledge, jignasa. What is it because of which all this happens? Because I experience it in some way. It is very much the part of my life. It is very much myself. So samprasadasya tristhanataya gamyamanasya. You arrive at the existence of an entity because of whom the waking, dream and deep sleep are possible. That there is a waker who also is a dreamer, who also is a deep sleeper. Etam toeva te anuvyakhyasami is the very same entity that I am going to talk about. So one who is in the waker, alone is a dreamer, alone is deep sleeper. So tristhanataya gamyamanasya. That is how Prajapati has communicated about Atma to Indra. That's why it is mentioned as tristhanataya in this particular case. If elsewhere if the prakriya was different, it would have been mentioned differently. So Panchakosha, then of course it would have Panchakosha, whatever, But here the communication is on the basis of the 3 states of awareness. So says tristhanataya gamyamanasya, meaning what? Jagrat, swapna, sushuptakya, sthanata sambandhitvena. Only sambandhi. It is not that Atma is a waker and dreamer and deep sleeper. Understand? Even though Atma is very much present in the waking, dream and deep sleep, and you can arrive at the presence of Atma because of three states, but it's not that he is waker. Tristhana sambandhitvena is associated with waking. Is what? As adhishthanam and not as a waker. Meaning that he is not the one who is awake. He is the one because of whom the waking is possible. So he is a witness of the waking and not the waker. Adhisthana of waking, meaning this very basis or substratum of the waking and the dream and deep sleep. So tristhanatya gamyamanasya Amrutasya, so Anandagiri says, Amrutatvam Shadurmi Varjitatvam. This self, who is associated with the three states, is what? Amruta. Immortal. So what is Amrutam? It says, Shadurmi Varjitatvam. Being devoid of the six urmis or six waves. So this is ocean of samsara. And the huge waves are there. And six kinds of waves are recognized. Jaramana, Kshut Pipasa, Shokamoha, Shadurmaya. So Jaramarana, old age and death, Kshut Pipasa, hunger and thirst, Shokamoha, grief and delusion, Shadurmaya. So these are said to be, Urmi means a wave. Six waves are there in the ocean of samsara, sometimes the river of samsara. And so this is mentioned, several times, like Brihadaranyaka also. And so what is it? Ashanaya pipase shokamoham jaramrutyum atyedi. So these are called the samsara dharmas. The six urmaya, the six waves, are the six kinds of suffering. Hunger and thirst also is suffering, old age and death also is suffering, grief and delusion also suffering, taking it at different levels. Level of the body, level of prana, level of the mind. But all of these are the representatives of our suffering, nothing else. So one who transcends that. So these are all called samsara dharma. These are all the attributes of samsara. So amrutasya is what? One transcends the death. Deathless means what? One is transcends the death. Death can never touch it. Amrutasya, asharirasya, one who transcends the body. Meaning the body can have no association with it. The body cannot be without it, but it is very much without the body. Samsara cannot be without it, is very much without the samsara. Death cannot be without it, but death also is because of him. But then he is not, there is no connection with the death. So amrutasya, meaning what? Maranade dehendriya manodharavajitasya ityetad. So amrutasya, Bhashyakara says, Maranade dehendriya. So the very interesting way, Bhashyakara is, every word, it seems to me, it requires explanation because it's written quickly, whatever it is, and so it's not very, shouldn't say very thorough, but anyway, every word needs to be explained. Says line 26, Amrutasyeti Deha Dharma Manarahitya Kathanam Sarvopadi Dharma Rahitasya Upalakshanam. Basically, death is always associated with the gross body. We see death taking place, and it is always the death of the gross body. So even when Atma is said to be immortal, one would think that Atma is free from mortality, free from the death and death of the gross body. Because death is generally associated with that of gross body. So Amrutasyeti Dehadhara Maranahitya Kathanam, that Atma is free from Rahitya, devoid of the Marana Dharma, Marana, which is death, Deha Dharma. So Atma is devoid of death, which is usually the attribute of the body. Sarvopadi Dharma Rahitasya Upalakshanam. So not only Atma is free from death, which is the attribute of the body, Atma is free from all attributes. Sarvopadi. So because not only gross body is the Upadi, so not only gross body is the seat of the manifestation of Atma, subtle body also is. In fact, Atma first manifests in the subtle body, and through that manifests in the gross body. Chhaya Hankarayoreikyam Taptayaf Pindavanmadam Tadahankaramashitya Dehas Chetanadamagadat. So says the Drukdishavega, first Chhaya Ahankarayoho Ekyam. How does Atma becomes manifest in the gross body? First, manifestation is in the Ahankara. Chhaya. So Atma or consciousness as though gets reflected in the Ahankara. As we say all the time, because Atma is Paramadika Satta, Ahankara is Vyavaharika Satta. And therefore, Atma and Ahankara cannot have any primary association at all. There cannot be any connection in the primary sense between the two. And still we know that Ahankara enjoys the consciousness as though Ahankara is enlivened. Ahankara presents itself as a live conscious entity. So where did it get the consciousness? And so this is a process of explaining that as though consciousness gets reflected in Ahankara. Because reflection is of a degree of reality lower than the image. Image has one degree of reality, reflection is a lower degree of reality. If image is Satyam, reflection is Mithya. Similarly here, therefore, the consciousness as though gets reflected. There is just a model or example to explain how the Paramarthika can have some connection with the Vyavaharika. In some way, Atma, that is Paramadika Satta, becomes Vyavaharika, Vyavahara Yogya. The sun, all the way in the sky, becomes Vyavahara, comes down to earth. In what form? As a reflection. So the Atma, that is Paramadika, transcendental, in some way comes down to the Vyavaharic level as a reflection, like a reflection. And so it is explained that Atma or consciousness as though gets reflected in the Ahankara or Ahamvritti. Ahamvritti is a Vyavaharika. When that gets enlivened, then association is primary sense. So association of Atma Ahankara is not a primary association, it is like reflection. So reflection of Atma and Ahankara, they are associated. Like the fire and the iron. So how the fire imparts the heat and light to the iron, so also consciousness imparts the existence and awareness and liveliness to Ahankara. So now Ahankara is equipped with what? Asti Bhati Priyam. Ahankara is jada, it doesn't have anything. But Atma gets reflected in what? The existence the intelligence, and even the selfhood, selfness in ahankara is all due to Atma. And that ahankara passes it on. Now the association is in primary sense, because the rest are all vyavaharika satta. So that enlivenedness of the ahankara comes to the intellect, and then it comes to the mind, and then it comes to the sense organ, then it comes to the body. That is how tad ahankaram ashritya dehas chetanatam agat. So tad ahankaram, that ahankara which is thus enlivened, based on that the body also becomes enlivened or as though conscious. So that is how you require the whole thing. The body can attain this enlivenment or consciousness only when the ahankara and the buddhi and the manaha and the indriyas are also enlivened. That is why sarvopadi dharma rahityasya. Therefore, all upadis are involved. All of them together become the adhisthana of the abode or the seat of manifestation of Atma. The gross body can become the locus of manifestation of consciousness provided sense organs are. And they can become so provided the mind is. And mind can be so provided the intellect is. Intellect can be so provided the aham vritti is. Of course, aham is because Atma is, but the thing is, so that is why by shariram is included everything from aham vritti all the way up to the sthula shariram, gross body. Therefore, dehadhara mararahitya kathanam, that Atma is amrutam, amrutaha or whatever, that is immortal, meaning it is devoid of the attribute of mortality. And mortality normally is associated with the gross body. Meaning that Atma is devoid of the attribute of gross body. It's mortality. But then we should understand that also as Atma being devoid of the attributes of all the whole upadhi. Because gross body is not the only upadhi. Sense organs, as Bhashyakara said, mano shariramidyatra sa indriya mano bhi uchyate. And so indriya, manaha, and that also means buddhi, all of that also are included in shariram. So Atma transcends or is devoid of the attributes of all of this. So not only it doesn't have the attribute of gross body, doesn't have attribute of sense organs, so the mind or the intellect or ahankara also. So upalakshanam, this represents the freedom from or the lack of any association with the attributes of the whole upadhi. So Bhashyakara says, amrutasya iti maranadi dehendriya manodhana varijitasya. That's what Bhashyakara said. So maranadi deha. So maranadi. So deha, of course, the attribute is maranam. But indriya, manaha, buddhi, they have their own attributes. Therefore, maranadi dharma varijitasya. That's what we should say. Maranadi dharma varijitasya. Amrutasya, immortal, means free from the attributes of death, etc., which are the attributes of the gross body and the rest of the upadhi. So, dehendriya manodhana varijitasya. Atma is devoid of the attributes of deha, indriya, manaha, of which maranam is one of the attributes, so maranadi. So, death, etc., which are the attributes of the body, sense organs, and the mind, Atma is devoid of all those attributes. Says the Tika 29-27, Taduktischa swataha tad dharma rahitasya tadvatvam aupadikam mithyayati darshetumiti bhavaha. Taduktischa. So why is it said that Atma is amruta, immortal? Means devoid of the attribute of death and attribute of rest to the upadhi. Why that ukti? So what's the need of saying that? Tad uktisya swatah tad dharma rahitasya. The Atma by himself is devoid of death, and all other attributes of the sense organs and the mind, etc., devoid of attributes of the whole upadhi. And how come we find Atma is as though mortal? How come Atma is happy and unhappy and hungry and thirsty and old and dead? That's why. Tad dharmatvam tadvatvam aupadikam. The Atma is felt to be mortal. The reason why Upanishad says Atma is immortal is because we think he is mortal. That is why it's not this way. All of this is being said to help us become free from the false notions or conclusions we have about Atma or ourselves. Because all those conclusions or notions are causing misery. To take myself to a mortal being is the greatest cause of fear and unhappiness. And it keeps me always busy in trying to become immortal and avoid death. And similarly also taking myself to be hungry and thirsty and old and dying and grieving, deluded. All of these are, each one of these notions creates nothing but sorrow. So on one hand, Upanishad says that Atma is devoid of all the dharmas. On the other hand, we constantly seems to be experiencing these dharmas anyway. If Atma is immortal, why do I think that I am mortal? If Atma is free from sorrow, why do I think I am sorrowful? Atma is free from hunger and thirst, why do I think I am hungry and thirsty? Tadvatvam aupadikam. Tadvatva means what? That all this sarva upadhi dharma, so dharma rahityam. So dharma vatvam, that Atma is thought to be mortal and hungry and thirsty and grieving and sad, etc. All of this is what? Aupadikam, on account of upadhi. So you call it upadhi or call it adhishtanam. So here the word adhishtanam is used. It means actually nothing but upadhi. So mithya ityashridam, therefore understand Indra, that your conclusion that Atma is mortal, and that includes hungry and thirsty and grieving and deluded and old age, all is included in mortality. All of this is mithya. All these notions are wrong. So this is what Vedanta says. That's Vedanta. In one stroke, it eliminates all causes of suffering. Once is recognized that my feeling that I am mortal is a mithya feeling. That I am old, I am dying, I am hungry, I am thirsty, I am grieving, I am sad. All of this is mithya. Aupadikam. All of these notions or conclusions about the self are caused by upadhi. They are not in my nature. This will be clear that all problems are solved, No problem remains. The solution will come, but then no problem will remain. Dukkha nivritti happens right away because all dukkha is what? Saupadikam. When mithya. In upadhi they are there. In Atma they are mithya. That's all it is. Somewhere they are there. All the dharmas of hunger and thirst are some place. But thinking that they are in Atma is upadikam. And therefore, tadvatvam mithyayati. So tadvatvam is dharmavatvam. That Atma is possessed of all these dharmas of being mortal and hungry and thirsty is aupadikam. Is because of upadhi and therefore mithya. And not the reality about Atma. Amrutasya anena mana rupa deha dharma rahityena swatah deha tadatma rahitya siddhe asharirasya punaruktamidi ashankya. The Tika says in line 27, Amrutasya tadasya amrutasya asharirasya. So the Shruti says tadasya amrutasya asharirasya atmanah adhishthanam. When you say Amrutasya, it automatically means Asharirasya. But what is Amruta? Who is Amruta? Marana dharma rahita. And Marana is the dharma of the body. So when Atma doesn't have Marana of the death, which is the attribute of body, that means Atma is devoid of body anyway, otherwise he would be mortal. So Amrutasya iti anena Marana rupa deha dharma rahityana. So Marana rupa deha dharma, the Marana is the dharma of the attribute of the body. So when you say he is immortal, means that he cannot have body. Whoever has body will be mortal. Because body is mortal, whoever's body it is. So yesterday we said, the Tippani said, even if you go to Brahmaloka, that body in Brahmaloka also ultimately result of some karma. And therefore, that also will be mortal. Abrahma bhunan loka punaravartino arjuna. Or everything up to Brahmaloka is subject to revolving. And therefore mortal. And so, here it is said, however, that Ashari so Amrutasya. So Shari Dharma so Amrutasya iti anena Maranupa Deha Dharma Rahityena Swataha Deha Tadatma Rahitya Siddhehe. So it's very clear. When it says that Atma is immortal, meaning that Atma has nothing to do with mortality, isn't it? When Atma is Amrutam, Amruta immortal, meaning that Atma has nothing to do with mortality. And mortality belongs to Deha, body. Then Atma has nothing to do with the body. That's what is meant by Amrutasya. Then Deha Tadatma Rahitya Siddhe. So Atma is devoid of Tadatma, identification in the body. Meaning Atma doesn't have association of being identified with the body. Some association is there. The association of Atma and the body is such that Atma does not get affected by any dharmas of the body. That kind of association is there. Like the association of rope and snake, that's all. That even though snake cannot be without the rope, but the rope is not affected by any attributes of the snake. The snake cannot be without the rope. This rope imparts the satta, the existence, even appearance, everything to the snake. And snake cannot be without the rope. And then nevertheless, the rope is unconnected with the snake. So therefore, Deha Tadatma Rahitya Siddhe, meaning that word Amruta is quite adequate to enable us to understand that Atma is not, body is not the Atma. Not only that, but that Atma has no connection with the body. If some connection was there, body dharma will come. If some way you are, even if it's not directly you are associated, it's not my immediate brother, real brother, okay, his cousin, but some connection is there, something will happen to you. If something happens to that, why I don't know, it's my wife's brother, not wife's cousin, but still it comes to you. But that something happened to them, so something happened to your wife, so something happens to you. So some connection is there, then death will affect you in some way or the other. There should be no connection whatever. So if Atma for him immortal, should have no connection whatever with the body that is mortal. And so Atma has to be unembodied. So then, further, why does Upanishad Asharirasya? Amrutasya automatically implies Asharirasya, that Atma is devoid of the body and even devoid of any connection of the body. Then what's the need of saying Asharirasya? Atma is immortal and unembodied. Iti punaruktam iti ashankya. Looks like Asharirasya does not contribute any more than Amrutasya. That's called punarukti. So words is not the same. The word is different. Amrutasya is one word having one meaning, and Asharirasya is another word having another meaning. So it's not punarukti in terms of the words, but in terms of meaning. That what Amrutasya, Asharira seems to mean the same as Amruta, and therefore word asharira does not contribute anything more than what the word amruta contributes, in that case, asharira becomes punarukti. It becomes simply repetition or tautology, they call it. And so that's what happens. That's the dosha. Iti ashankya. Therefore, Bhashyakara has to explain what is the contribution of amrutasya, asharirasya. If amrutasya automatically communicates to you the nature of Atma, then what is the further contribution of the word asharirasya? Because Shruti uses the word asharirasya also, therefore Bhashyakara has to explain the reason or justify the use of that word. Because Shastra cannot use a word which is meaningless, meaning that does not contribute. It's not a synonym, but it's a punarukti. And that would be called a dosha as far as Shastra is concerned. No unnecessary word should be there. That's all. So then asharira becomes unnecessary because it seems to mean the same as amrutasya. So then Bhashyakara explains how asharirasya means something more than something over and above amrutasya. So Bhashyakara says amrutasya iti anenaiva ashariratve siddhe punah asharirasya iti vachanam vayavadivat savayavatva murtimatve ma bhutam iti. That's the full stop should be really. Anyway, so amrutasya iti anena eva. So by the word amrutasya, by that word itself, ashariratva siddhe, and therefore it automatically conveys the meaning of ashariratvam, unembodied. Then punah asharirasya iti vachanam, then why further it is said ashariram or ashariraha? Says vayavadivat, meaning that, so vayava savatvam murtimatvam, that Atma is immortal, all right. But he can be savayava. Atma can possess limbs or parts. Because something can have parts and can still be immortal. Or murtimatva means form. So Atma can have form and it can have parts. So meaning that idea means somehow is not necessarily, although amrutasya should mean that, but anyway. So amrutasya or immortal does not in any way directly convey the idea that Atma also is partless and Atma is formless. So one may think that Atma is immortal, all right, but still it has a form and still it has parts. Like body has form, Atma also has form. Body has parts, Atma also has parts. So meaning that somebody can, although if you really explore the meaning of word amrutasya, then the body and parts cannot really be there. But if one does not give too much thought, then one can come to conclusion that even though Upanishad says that the self is immortal, still self can have a form. What if it is a form? It has parts. So it is having form, and it has parts, and it is immortal. That kind of a conclusion somebody can have, because all along it is thought that the Atma, this body is taken to be Atma all along. And body has form, is Murtam, and body has parts. So let body is mortal, Atma is not mortal. So the mortality part of the body may be eliminated or is given up by the word amrutasya. But still the form the body has and the parts that the body has. So murtimatvam, savayavatvam that belong to the body, still they may not be negated. So you want to negate all the dharmas of the body. Idea is the Atma is devoid of all the dharmas of the upadhi. So it is possible that these two dharmas may not be negated. But amruta may negate the mortality and everything, but then may not negate the idea of having a form and having parts. This is a possibility. Therefore, to cover that situation, it is also asharirasya. So therefore, vayavadivat savayavatvam. So vayavadivat, so like vayu etc. has avayava. That's interesting. So we think vayu is formless, but then vayu also has different kinds of, so vayu is there. Well, going up and down, that all kinds of vayus are there, and they all have their names, So vayu going up has one name and going down has another name, and this way and that way, and so different kinds of vayus are there. 49 kinds of vayus are there anyway. So Marut is 49. So I think 49 kinds of things must be there, I don't know. And so it is vayu as avayava. And so murtimatvam, as the Tikakara says here, says atra sharirameti shiryate iti vyatpatya yogikam visharanavatvam uchyate. So a sharira. The word sharira does not only mean this gross body, but shiryate iti shariram. So the yogic meaning, the broad meaning of the word sharira is taken. The rudhi artha, the commonly understood meaning of the word sharira is this gross body. But really sharira is called sharira because shiryamanam. This body is called shariram because shiryamanam. It is subject to disintegration. So vighatanam, shiryamanam, disintegration, and then it's perishable. So because the body is perishable, it is subject to disintegration, therefore it is called shariram. So anything that is perishable or is subject to disintegration can be called sharira, that way. So there is a yogic meaning. Therefore, yogi visharanatvam uchyate. Visharanam. So visharanam can be distraction also, or shithilikaranam. It can be disintegration also. So shariram is that which is subject to disintegration, which is subject to distraction, or subject to being perished. Therefore, wherever this visharanatvam is there, so that is called body. So tatasya savayavasya vayavadehe murtimatasya ghatadehe vishinata darshanat. So vayu is also what? Savayava is different parts. And ghata, part is what? Murtimat, meaning that it is form. So savayavasya vayavadehe murtimatasya ghatadehe, the part etc. have murti, means they are form, they are tangible, so they have shape. Vishrinata darshanat. So you find that anything that is possessed of parts is subject to, is perishable. Anything that possesses form also is perishable. Vishrana bhavoktya tayo nivritti. So when it said ashariram, means what? Ashariram means ashiryamanam. That's what is meant. So shiryamanam is visharanam, or the disintegration is not there. So Atma is free from disintegration. Atma is devoid of disintegration, or Atma is devoid of the perishable, imperishable. So sharira should not mean that this body is bodiless. There asharirasya means Atma sharira means that which shiryamanam, which is subject to disintegration, subject to being perished. And the Atma is free from disintegration, free from death or destruction. So Vashyakara says, Savayavatva murtimatve ma bhutam is a dual, So Savayavatva murtimatve also is dual, ma bhutam. Iti etadartham punah sharirasya vachanam itya ma bhutam iti etadartham punah asharirasya vachanam. The Vakya must be completed. So ma bhutam, Bhashyakara says, meaning what? Iti etadartham, for that purpose, punah asharirasya vachanam. The over and above amrutasya, the Shruti used asharirasya is to exclude the possibility of savayavatvam and murtimatvam. Exclude possibility of Atma having parts and Atma having form. To exclude those two possibilities, the word asharirasya is used here. और आनंद के अशरीरत्वम स्वाभाविक सावयत्वादि राहित्यम. So say ashariratvam means that the swabhavika, the sharira has always avayava, parts, and sharira always is tangible. So tangibility is also not there in Atma and parts are not there. So that is what is meant by this purpose of using the word asharirasya. That's what how Anandagiri says. It means the same thing. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeri Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.